Welcome, greetings, and salutations. In today's video, I will be making a basket present kind of thing for one of my teachers. I will start out by using this mesh kind of thing to make it look like a traditional waved or like woven ribbon basket, which I will be using ribbons, which gave it a little bit of a shine that I didn't like, but it was good enough. I used one of the boxes that was just like a throwaway box as a measure to see how big I wanted to make the basket. And the first part I was going to make was the bottom, but as I've never done this before, the plan changed quite a lot between every point, or when I finished one thing, the plan completely changed to another thing. You can see how I started waving the ribbon through, which to explain how I waved it, it's a bit hard for me, but I took it under and over. So I skipped one, let's call it a bar. I skipped one bar each time to make it look like a woven basket. And I, for one, say that this process of braiding the ribbon through each section and trying not to make too many mistakes, which, side note, I made quite a lot of mistakes and had to redo this whole thing at least twice. In a few places, I had to redo it 3 times because I made mistakes. This took extremely long. This process of doing the bottom and the one side took me a week. And of course, no one here really wants to sit and watch me braid a ribbon through these sections, so a lot of the process I skipped to save a bit of time and to make it not as boring. To end off the ends a bit nicer and to make it sure that it wouldn't break or loosen up, I did kind of loop it into one of the bars, cut it, and then of course, I used my trusty best friend, the hot glue gun, to make sure that it is sealed and stuck in that position. And I did repeat this on all the sides except the sides which were connected to the bottom, which it wasn't needed to do that. But I did the top side and of course the sides of the sides. Say that 3 times fast. And then the part that I dreaded the most came. Here I had to braid a ribbon onto the bottom part which already had a ribbon in it, which it was pretty hard braiding the ribbon through the other ribbon because it kept like making knots while I was trying to braid it through. Here I'm just making sure that all the ribbons in the side pieces are tight and completely connected to the bottom part. Then all that is left is making this last side piece look a bit better and to make sure that it's structured and that it wouldn't come loose. Speaking of structure, that is the next thing that I was going to do. I wanted to make sure that whatever I was going to put into the basket could carry that thing and it wouldn't bend. And this mesh isn't very strong. So to make sure that whatever was in it wouldn't fall through or break it, I cut out a few cardboard pieces, spray painted them brown, and then hot glued them to every single piece, which I just had to cut out 5 of them. After I cut and spray painted those cardboard pieces, I started hot gluing them like I said I would. And I was just making sure here that the thing wasn't sticking to the desk that I was working on. That is why that blue thing is there. To make sure that the sides are stuck together, I also used a ribbon to braid the two pieces together so that they would not break apart, because a hot glue gun won't work because the hot glue isn't strong enough to hold whatever I'm going to put in here. So I decided a ribbon would probably be the best decision. Now, I will say this basket is not perfect, but the cardboard did help disguise some of the mistakes I made. For example, I made one piece, one of the sides way too long, so I was able to bend it and then use the cardboard to like strengthen it. Here I'm making a few flowers out of paper that's going to go into the basket. It's just to add a bit of like prettiness to it and a bit of detail, and I thought that it would look quite cute, like the basket and then the flowers within it. And I will say that this place that I'm going to give the present to the teacher has a theme, and that is steampunk, and that's why I'm gluing the corks and stuff onto the basket. I also decided to add a few flowers because the theme that I chose for this present is like flowery steampunk stuff. So after I added quite a few flowers, I was liking how it looked, and that was pretty much the last detail. I'll say I love how this came out. I've never done anything like this, so to see the finished product was quite like exciting for me, and I love how it came out. The last thing to add is like two butterflies. I'm just going to add on one of the flowers and by one of the corks, but then this video is done. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, and rest, look after yourself, and have a very, very nice day.